better? Here or here? Here.
Right there.
This guy's here for moral support. Welcome to the Chronicles of Guero Fantazma podcast. And I'm a psychopath, and this is my podcast. And this is my second guest. First one was Renee Ski. He's tucked off to the side. And there's his bicep. And now I got his wife on. Shei Butter Shei.
Butter.
What is the what's the name? What's the
That's a really old handle. It's still there,
Shea Butter?
but there's nothing to show for it. Shaped by Shei.
Shaped by Shei. Okay, so welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming
You sound
on.
like Goop. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Renee mentioned Mr. Goop. I
Yeah?
don't really know him too well.
He's a legend.
I'm gonna get into his stuff. I'm gonna peek in.
He's a vigilante of Instagram.
Dang, I like his style already.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself that, but I am definitely not the typical fitness enthusiast. I'm a fatness enthusiast, I think. I have a bit of a weight problem. You know what I mean? I'm on some stuff. 10x Health. We're moving with it. It's okay.
It is okay.
But yeah, we're moving. So thank you for coming on, Shei. I would like to ask you some of the same questions that I asked your husband earlier. How'd you get into fitness, and how do you feel like it's changed over the years, and kind of like what's your goal moving forward? We'll start with go ahead. How did you get into the fitness game?
Well, it all started when my mom met my dad. I'm just kidding. My mom was a big role in it because she was an aerobics instructor.
Nice.
And I watched her do that from, I don't know, I think I was like 4 years old. I have a vivid core memory of a bunch of women in my mom's living room with their yoga mats doing aerobics. And
You're giving me visuals that maybe I'm not prepared to take in right now.
in the 90s. In the 90s attire.
Oh, come on now. How many other women were in that living room? Tell me, please.
They were all Mary George.
Why you gotta ruin it for me like this? Continue, please continue.
Yeah,
I apologize for
that's
interrupting.
a core memory. My mom was very active, very, just always doing something. So I always had an interest in it. But when I was 20 or 21, I got into Zumba, and I started teaching Zumba.
Nice.
And I
didn't know that.
Yeah, I had gained a lot of weight. I had come out to San Antonio because I'm from San Marcos, and I was living alone. And, I gained that, like, not cooking at home weight, just eating out. And I was working a lot, and I got a taste of being an adult. And I just gained, I think 15 to 20 pounds really quickly. So I moved back home for personal reasons, and that's when I started teaching Zumba. But I started to see, I liked, getting my heart rate up and doing all of that, but I wanted that toned look, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So I walked into a gym one day, and I had no idea what I was doing. And it's the gym in San Marcos. It's the oldest gym, I believe, in Texas. It's called Smack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's downtown. It's just a bunch of meatheads in there. There's firefighters, bodybuilders. There's no women in there. Maybe now. But I went in my Zumba outfit, super bright, and my bright Reeboks, Asics or something. And I just looked super out of place. But I remember walking in there and thinking, oh my goodness, I want to learn how to lift weights.
Yeah.
And then from there I hired a trainer, and I got super into it to the point that was 2012, 2013, the era of when Instagram fitness first started.
Yeah.
And it was really just a bunch of bodybuilders showing how they ate, their workouts, and I saw that and I thought, I need to do that. Mm-hmm. I need to be a bodybuilder. And so I started to train for a bodybuilding show with Absolutely. I had no business. Because you think of a bodybuilding show, you're going to showcase what?
Your body, baby.
Muscle, though.
Sorry.
Muscle.
Showcase that body, baby.
But
Yeah.
it's muscle, and I didn't have enough.
I don't know. Part of like you think of like bikini too. I think of bikini, and it's like it's very minimal. Obviously, I think those are just the girls that are like super, like I don't know. They have
At first it was, but I think now they have a good, well-rounded physique. I just hadn't been lifting long enough to want to showcase anything.
Yeah.
I never got around to competing because I got in a really bad car accident when I was 6 weeks out. I was pretty shredded, and I had something to show for it, but I got in that car accident and everything went downhill. But I was able to really recover from like that extreme dieting.
Yeah.
Because I hired a real coach that I will always be thankful for. His name is Octavio. He actually is competing today.
Wow.
Yeah. His Instagram is at OBFit.
10-7-23. And
Yeah.
Octavio, where's he competing at?
Katy, Texas, I think I saw.
So, yeah, OB Fit.
Yeah.
OBFit.
He is he taught me, along with, knowledge that I have acquired, but he taught me everything I know when it comes to a nutritional science approach. None of that like cookie cutter meal plan that I had been doing when I was prepping for the shows. It was really bad because it gave me like just a bad relationship with food.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about like tilapia.
Yeah.
Cold tilapia and like rice cake. Fish in a rice cake.
Fish. Yeah, a lot of people I think that they categorize everything as like, oh, diet is, chicken rice, tilapia. It's very like you said, cookie cutter. And then when you finally get into like, depending on your goals, but when you actually learn macronutrients and then
it changes the game.
Yeah, you realize that, well, okay, calories in, calories out. Some people really kind of get into, they break it down and they really get into the woodworks of all that. But when you just look at, calories in, calories out, you realize that, you can kind of, there's a lot of exchange there. There's a lot of things that you can kind of, just to keep yourself sane. Because if you like go into a diet and you're like, I have to eat this or I'm done, then you're not going to want to do it. And like you said, it gave you a really bad relationship with food.
Well, it gave me a binge eating disorder, really. Like I've had to go see a therapist for it. I've been on medication for it. And it all stemmed from that.
Yeah.
From going through those preps. And thankfully, I found Octavio, and he taught me everything about macro counting. This was like in 2013 that I learned. And yeah, like on my handle, like I'm very open about flexible dieting and a balanced lifestyle. Like the other day I posted my turkey chili that is very well-rounded and nutrient-dense meal because I put a bunch of veggies in it. But I topped it with flaming hot Fritos. And somebody was like, but why would you do that? How is that good for you? And I'm like, well, I never said it was good for me, but it's good for my mental health.
Yeah.
And it is literally an ounce that I weighed out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fine.
Something very, very,
it's fine.
very, very like low. It's not really going to make a huge difference. And if you're like, I really like flaming hot Fritos.
I'm a hot
Cheetos,
Cheeto girl.
And you throw it on top of your extremely healthy meal. Hey, listen.
Exactly.
It's not going to completely, cancel out the good meal that you're eating.
No, it's
You're literally
not.
adding a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat, and, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not even like, it's like 10% of the meal, So, yeah, that's what I teach. I coach women primarily online. I have a few in-person clients, but
so what do you have right now?
there.
Just to kind of get it out there, you got so Shape by Shei is it's kind of like your brand. is your the
It's
name?
the name of my business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have your Instagram, obviously, and then what else? Do you have you have a website?
I have a website. It's shavedbyshei.com.
Nice.
And I have some
Gotta plug it.
ebooks.
Ebooks on
I
there
have
too.
some ebooks on there. I have an app.
Oh, wow.
So my coaching
Nice.
app. And so it has just everything that you would need right there. Like you can track. I have the workouts. You start and end them. You rate them. We track habits. We track your daily steps. If, you're trying to abstain from alcohol, it gives you like a streak. Like this is how many days you did it. Or like cook from home for 7 days. Things like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're not abstaining from alcohol today.
Oh, no, not at all.
I am.
Shout out to the homies.
7-Up, 0 sugar.
I'm trying to get by, dude. Listen, I'm a content creator. I don't do this fitness bull crap these people are talking about. I'm just out here trying to, get lightly twisted and cover the content for the people. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Nah, it's covered in my macros. You know what I mean? Go to my fitness pal. There's a 12-pack in there.
All of your carbs today came from Coronas.
It's not a big deal. Yeah, no biggie. It's just like 1,800 calories in pure liquid carbs. Not a big deal. You know what I mean? IFYM, baby.
I'll sweat it out over the next 2 days, homie.
Yeah, but no, it's cool. I'm glad. I wanted to get both of y'all on, so it's cool to like talk to you about that. What kind of like in the beginning? What kind of help? Like, how should I put this? Like when you were dieting, what turned you on to If It Fits Your Macros? I know you said you had like kind of like a rough dieting when it was like very, very harsh, like this
Prep.
Cookie cutter. This is what it is.
I mean, it was prep. Yeah.
Prep. Yeah.
That's different. It's not a diet.
How many calories were you on at that time?
It's like I think I started around 15, and then I very quickly went down to 900.
Oh my gosh.
3 hours of cardio, bro.
Yeah, it was an hour of cardio, Stairmaster in the morning, and then my very long, ridiculous workout that was just redundant. Looking back at it, it was very redundant. A lot of the same movements, just in different ways. And then an hour of cardio in the evening.
I've never done an hour of cardio in my life. If we add all the cardio I've ever done in my life,
it would be an hour.
It will not even be an hour. This guy's 34 years old. He's never done an hour of cardio in his entire life. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so I was 6 weeks out when I had that car accident. I flipped my car. It was pretty bad. I don't even know how I survived it, honestly, because I wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Did you have like your meals prepped in that car when you flipped?
Probably.
Tilapia and rice everywhere.
Dude,
Oh my
honestly,
gosh,
now that
but
I
my
think of it,
food,
yeah.
You probably did.
Because I would take all of my...
Stinks like fish in here.
Because I would...
Was this chick okay? She's in prep. Relax. There's tilapia everywhere.
Yeah.
It stinks like fish, but there's only like 3 ounces in here. I'm sorry.
No, I worked really close to my house, so I hadn't packed it. I don't know. I really don't remember. Probably.
You're packing lunches. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but think of how extreme and rigid it was for me at that point, 6 weeks out. I flipped my car. I already had arthritis. I had been diagnosed with juvenile arthritis when I was 10. So I knew I had arthritis, but it was like, whatever. Here and there, it would bother me. After that accident, they diagnosed me with rheumatoid arthritis. They couldn't figure out what was going on with me. I had so much inflammation. I gained 20 pounds like in a week. It was insane. And I had to get on small doses of chemo.
Dang.
At that moment. Yeah. It was really bad. I had no car. There was no more prep. Now I'm on these harsh medications, and it's like literally my world flipped, not just my car. Wow. My whole world flipped upside down.
So you were Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And then
my life got flipped upside down. I said, man,
Prince of Bel-Air.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, so I met Octavio around that time, and he was like, let me help you get your physique back, but you're not doing cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And he helped me reverse diet.
Yeah.
And I looked better eating like 2,000 calories by the time I was done, you know, with Octavio with that cycle than I did 6 weeks out at like 1,000 calories or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I never looked back after that. Yeah. And at the time I didn't know that I wanted to be a trainer. I didn't know that I was going to do any of that. Or I had an interest, but it wasn't until I had my son, until I had Nico, that I had such an insane transformation, if I do say so myself. I had a crazy transformation because the whole time I was pregnant, it's like I was bulking.
Yeah.
I never stopped training hard. I mean, I listened to my body, but I trained.
I remember that.
I used it as a bulk, really.
Videos, yeah. You were like,
I was eating.
You were on top of it. You were
tons of protein. Like, yeah, I was on the Stairmaster, like not for an hour, but I would use it like 20 to 30 minutes after every workout. And by the time that he was 9 months, I had lost 60 pounds because I gained 50.
Yeah.
And then I had lost 60. And my physique was crazy. So, but because I knew how to approach my nutrition in a scientific way.
Yeah.
And not the tilapia rice cake.
Yeah.
Crazy way that is not sustainable.
And let me attest to that.
It takes time.
So I can attest to that because, man, the first 8-9 years of me lifting.
Scoot over a little bit, Shei.
Had zero nutrition, bro. Like,
so we got Renee in the mix now.
Like, no nutrition, dude.
Yeah.
Like, body built by Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Swear. And Chick-fil-A. Like, when she started implementing, like, okay, take your week and calculate how much you ate. I was eating like 1,800 calories a day, dude.
You?
Like, yes.
Wow.
And lifting like super hard. Like, sometimes I do 2 days.
Yeah.
And she was like, dude, you're not eating nothing. No wonder you don't gain weight. I was like at 158 to like 160 for years. And then she would force feed me. She's like, here are your macros. Because Octavio, we both had him as a coach. And he's like, okay, you need to be at this many calories. And dude, she's making me like protein waffles. I'm like, I can't eat this. She's like, no, you're going to eat it. I made it.
Yeah.
And once I started eating it, dude, I gained like 8 to 10 pounds of solid. Like, dude, I just like blew up.
Your body was ready.
Yeah,
was like,
my body
dude.
was ready for it. It was starving. Starving for that nutrition. So that's when I learned the science of it, because I never learned nutrition, dude. It's hard work, right?
Same.
Like mentality, the mental aspect of it, because it's purifying.
I think the young mentality,
point,
whenever you're like young and you start lifting, you're like, I'm eating enough. Or you're like, I'm eating a lot. And then you're like, no, you're not. And then you start working out and you're like, no, you know what? Like, I need to be eating more. And you finally kind of realize that you're like, no, I should be eating more.
But then when you find a woman that knows all of that,
yeah,
it's different. So that's like the balance of us. Like, me, it was the hard work in the gym. Like, the technique. I was a technique Nazi. Like, I know how to make your muscle feel good. I know how to do this, but I don't know how to feed it.
Yeah.
Pass it back.
Passing it back.
On that note, when I met him, I would do a lot of yanking.
Whoa.
In the gym.
Listen, guys, what are we?
No. No, I was like lifting terrible form. I didn't know. Not on everything. Not on everything. My compound lifts have always been elite, because he says that I was born to do like Olympic lifts. I don't know about Olympic, but compounds for sure. But he taught me the technique behind all the accessory lifts, dumbbells, cables, and it was a game changer. So we combined, he didn't do a lot of compound lifting besides like bench press.
I didn't squat.
He didn't squat. He didn't deadlift. And so we combined both of our forces of what we were really good at. And that's why
Power Rangers.
We were power building parents.
Dang it.
We own that handle. And we haven't even.
Yeah, we also have that Instagram handle. We've been wanting to do something with it, like a podcast or something.
What is it called?
Power building parents.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Now that Renee's in the mix, can I ask you to scoot over just a little bit more? Because look, there's a big old. I want to get us all in the mix.
Sorry.
Renee's massive. You got to understand here. He's got a massive bicep that is too big for his own good. And now I just want to get us all in the mix. Dude, because as soon as you guys combine forces, some of those who combine forces turned into powerlifting parents, right? What is that song that you're listening to right now?
Which one?
No. Some of those who run forces. You're playing that song right now. It's
really?
Not the same thing.
Nickelback?
Pretty much. No, but so now that you are full blown shaped by Shei, now that people are getting shaped by Shei, how do you feel like it's going? Where do you want it to go from here?
Tell them about your best plan to do right now. Just tell them.
If you would like to share that.
I have a lot of successful stories.
Tell them about Lewis.
Oh, okay. Yes. Because of this woman, the next thing that I want to get a certification in is in training women with menopause. Because
You know what I call that? I'm sorry, just
no, it's okay.
I don't mean to, but I call that for women who. So even if a girl's maybe not old enough to be on menopause, but I call that when a girl doesn't want to be with a guy. I call that men on pause. She doesn't want anything to do with men for the moment. She is going through men on pause. I apologize. So this has nothing to do with what she's about to say, but I would just like to interject. And if we can carry on, I apologize for
not
that.
men on pause, but 'cause she's married.
Menopause.
She's very much not on pause.
Listen, last girl told me she didn't want anything to do with me. I said, "Oh, you must be going through men on pause," and she said, "No, I'm not." I said, "Get the hell out of here, then. I don't know what you're talking about." Keep it going. I'm sorry.
Well, she's 50 or 51, very much going through menopause. And, this is a time in a woman's life where their hormones crash. Their body just isn't working the way it used to. Everything, it's just bad. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know personally, but I've seen. And despite all of that, she came to me. She's a weight loss client because I have lifestyle clients, physique clients, weight loss clients, whatever it is that you're looking. She's a weight loss client. And she came to me 3 months ago. She's down 43 pounds as of this morning.
You said she's married?
Yes.
Damn. Because I'm trying to holler at this woman who's clearly not men on pause. She's not dealing with that. Okay, sorry. Let's continue.
She's very
That's a great success.
dedicated.
I will say that. It's a great success.
Very dedicated. And, that's like one of the things that I have had to turn clients away because I ask them a bunch of questions. If they are not ready to go into something, a partnership of me holding your hand for months, because it's not a 1 month thing.
Yeah.
It's months, maybe like a year, 6 months, a year. I will tell them, come back to me when you are ready because you're not right now. And I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to take advantage of it. And you're not going to get the results that you would because your mind isn't there yet.
Yeah. You're not fully in this right now. So it's obviously not going to get really anywhere until we actually both are committing right now.
And, when I started Shaped by Shei, I've gone through many names and rebranding, right? But specifically Shaped by Shei was during the pandemic because we built out our garage gym.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And I had a lot of in-person clients that I was helping.
I haven't hit y'all's home gym for a while after COVID.
You did, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever go into the sauna?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Fire.
Oh, I miss it. It's okay. We'll get another one another time. But yeah, she this one is she was ready and it makes all of the difference. But when I first started Shaped by Shei, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in with this brand and I'm going to launch a website.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing challenges, like an 8-week challenge, and so then, it's nice because a lot of people are willing to sign up for them because it's a shorter commitment.
Yeah.
But then I decided not to do them anymore because of the fact that everything that I teach, my brand is Shaped by Shei. It's body and lifestyle shaping for women. So you cannot shape or build a lifestyle in 6 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And as much as like it was fun doing the challenges and I would get a lot of people to sign up and then you have testimonials, it just isn't conducive to what I am trying to do with Shaped by Shei. So I had to stop doing them. And because of that, it's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's okay because I'm staying true to
your brand now.
To who I really am.
Yeah. And your brand's always been that. But yeah, obviously, like I think a lot of people are very turned on by the fact of like, a quick 6 week, 8 week, like anything more than that.
And then what happens after that?
Yeah.
They just go back to,
yeah. And they're like, oh, I did the thing. So now we're done. It's like, well,
and instead I want them to be with me long enough that it becomes their lifestyle. And so, if somebody asks them, that's my name attached to that.
Yeah.
My brand is attached to that, not a quick fix. And then, but I went right back to doing what I used to do.
Because then too, it's like, I trained with Shei. And then after that, it's
blew up.
Well, how do you look now? Well, I'm, this is
exactly.
It's like, what happened? Yeah.
She sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't control what people do. That's one of the things about training, but it is an investment when you hire a trainer. Mm-hmm. It always will be. And I hired a trainer and I'm very grateful for him. And so I know what you can get out of it if you hire the right person and if you yourself are in the right headspace.
Yeah. And commitment of like, what I really want to do this. No, it's good. It's good because I think some trainers are like that. They're like, I'm only going to take somebody who's like actually committed to this, because if you're not, then you have somebody who's not going to be happy, or they're going to commit but like half commit, and they'd be like, well, you didn't get me where I wanted to go. It's like, well, you didn't commit.
Yeah.
And then now you're mad because you didn't put in the work for the goal you wanted to see that you weren't willing to work for in the beginning.
I actually tweeted something a few weeks ago, and I said how purchasing a program or hiring a trainer, any of that, and not sticking to it, then getting mad because you didn't get the results you wanted is exactly like purchasing a recipe book, opening a recipe, not following it to the T, messing up the ingredients, not using the measuring cups, and then being like, why does this dish taste like crap? That's the same thing.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have the ingredients, but if you don't put them together, you don't mix the dish, you ain't going to get the thing.
Or use the correct measurements.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love doing it. So, you have really good success stories, and then you have some that it doesn't go as planned.
Comes with the territory.
But it's okay.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are going to be people that want to they want to commit to the goal, but they don't want to commit to the work.
You want to commit to it in their mind.
Yeah. They're like, this would be great if I could, and it kind of just doesn't work out. Yeah, the thought of it kind of works.
It's almost as if they hire you and they immediately think that that's going to get them somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy. But hopefully going forward, I can just, have clients that are very, very committed. But that's up to me to discern and
Yeah.
see if that's the case. And I think I am pretty discerning. I have not turned away like, no, I don't want to work with you, but let's circle back.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
And that's good. I'm glad you guys kind of figuring that out. And then you with your business, I'm glad that you can kind of move forward and kind of figure that. It's tough. It's really tough. I've never trained anyone. I can't even imagine how difficult that is to be like, is this person even in? And then you kind of commit to, is this person going to be able to see the end result that they're wishing for? And then if you like this person, they're not. If you don't read that they're going to be willing to put in any work, it's like you're committing to yourself looking like a failure at the end of it. It's so scary.
It is scary, and that's what I always say. Like, do I want this individual carrying the name of my business around?
And then a lot of people will kind of blame. Definitely, they're going to blame the program. They're going to blame the trainer, everyone else but themselves. Is going to be last. It's very rare that a person will be like, that was a great trainer, it was a great program, but I didn't put in the work. Like, dude, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be. That's what the truth is going to be, but that's not what they're going to admit to.
Yeah.
So,
and that's okay.
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
It does.
If you're going to be in the business of training people, it's like you have to understand that some people just aren't gonna, and then they're gonna blame it on their lifestyle, their work. Oh, I just had other things to do, I couldn't do it.
I have actually paused people too. Like, just paused. If they paid in advance for 6 months, and 3 months in, I noticed that they were not in it or things were happening. It's like, pause. And then let's start up again, because I don't want to ever take somebody's money and be like, well, your life is, crumbling before you.
Yeah.
Too bad, so sad. I don't want to do that. So I have paused for people. And if anything, I want to be known as a, wait for it, reasonable coach. But really,
it's good.
Yeah, reasonable and personable. I mean, I'm human. I have a family. I have a husband. I have a child, and that's who I want to come to me, because I get it.
Yeah.
What?
Who's this hot hunk right next to you? This jacked hunk.
Some guy I picked up.
So Shaped by Shei is married to Renee Gonzo, dude. For sure, Gonzo. He was buying lumber. Yeah. He was buying lumber. He was doing plumbing. He was like, I'm laying pipe. She's like, well, come on over. It's fine. They're married. It's not a big deal. They can talk like that. They're naughties. It's okay. I love it. No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm glad. It's cool to hear kind of y'all's story, and then kind of coming up. It's really cool to kind of hear that, because knowing like you getting pieces of the puzzle, and then you getting pieces of the puzzle, and then y'all kind of putting them together, and then being like, oh, like this is kind of where it came together, and then like fitness being a huge part of y'all's story, basically from the beginning till now. It's been cool to kind of see that, and then you being a trainer, and then you almost being in a prep too, I think at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So so it was
when I was
cool.
Pregnant. Yeah. Well, we were prepping when we first, I don't know what we're thinking. Who gets married and immediately goes into prep together?
We did.
Us. We did.
It's called In Love, dude. Bodybuilder love. You don't understand.
But unfortunately, it's not unfortunate, but I got pregnant. Really early on.
So she got pregnant really early on because
Renee was full of tests. He was doing a lot of bicep curls, and his testosterone got really,
that's not even
potent.
the case. So, she didn't want to get on birth control, right? So it was in the fridge.
Yeah.
So it was in the fridge.
Right next to all the other drugs.
Yeah. Not even. It was a natty show we were prepping for.
Next to the eggs.
But
Sorry,
next to the egg whites.
Egg
it
whites.
was there. It was there. And she was like, I don't want to get fat. I don't want to get on birth control. I said, all right then. Well, 3 weeks later she got pregnant.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
don't you understand, babe? I'm rocking with some heavy bicep curls.
I am full of
My testosterone is heavy right now. I'm in prep, babe. Do you not understand?
I'm full of the pancake protein you gave me.
I'm eating 16 ounces of breast chicken right now.
Dude, you're feeding me 1,000 more calories than I've ever eaten in my life.
You know what I'm eating, and you know this is a problem. This is on you if it happens.
It was on her, dude. So she got pregnant. I was still in prep mode. I mean, I was shredded down, bro.
You're in prep mode, but you're also in sex mode, dude.
Both.
You're prepping for a baby or what?
Dude, I was prepping for life, homie.
Dude.
I was prepping for the future and prepping for the
kid
show.
is raiding the pantry right now.
This kid
Hilarious.
is raiding the pantry right now for protein.
That's it.
He is almost 5 foot tall.
Apple
and
doesn't
he's 8
fall
years old.
far from the tree.
And he's going to blow right past me by the time he's 11 years old. So
I love it.
We'll figure it out.
I love it.
We'll figure it out. Oh, 13? All right, homie.
I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up as far as like you being in prep too. I remember you telling me that. So I was like, eh.
No, man, we were on prep at the same time. She got pregnant. I was shredding down. I was like at 155. Was squatting, warming up at like 225. I always wore a belt to keep my waist slim, like to keep it hard on my waist. And I went down. The belt came up and gave me a hernia, dude. Actually ripped part of my lower abdomen, and then I had a hernia.
How tight was this belt?
It wasn't even that tight, homie. But yeah,
Damn.
that hurt. And so had a hernia like 6 weeks before she was going to give birth. So
Felt like you were giving birth too, right?
Same
Like,
time, dude. It
Jesus.
hurt so bad, dude.
I need to pop
the
out
rest
this
of my boys
little
down
ball.
there were down. They were cooked. They were fried eggs.
I know what that's about. I've had a couple fried eggs down there. Never had a hernia though.
No,
you,
dude.
You do the math.
Sheesh, kebabs, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we unfortunately never made it to our bodybuilding show, and now we will never. But because I mean, it's
cool though, man. I feel like, you know, as much as like some people will be like, oh, well, you know, this or that. I don't know, man. I feel like the journey is so much cooler, man. Like to really be like, dude, we were in prep. You still did everything it was to kind of get to that point.
we did.
So it's
we
like,
did.
yeah, you didn't compete, you didn't do the thing, but also like we did everything to get there.
Yeah.
So it was part of our story. It was part of our life. It was part of our relationship, whatever it was. I think that's so cool, you know, to really kind of look at everything and be like, oh, you know, this is.
And that lifestyle is what
You still
continuously
living the
keeps
life.
us together
Yeah.
because that's our life, dude.
Yeah.
That is who we are at the core of our people and our person.
They're still getting mad at, oh, you went to the gym for 2 or 3 hours.
Heck
because
no.
we're both there for 2 days.
Heck
Yeah.
no, dude, because we have seen that. Like, we understand the people that don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They're like, oh, well, how long do you go to the gym for? I'm
Yeah.
like, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Our kids in date, can the kids care for 3 hours? Like,
Or
what?
with us.
Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's our lifestyle.
Mhm.
That's why my body's my body, your body's your body.
Yeah.
Wait. That is from This Is 40.
I remember that.
Whenever the trainer, the personal trainer,
Yeah.
he's Jason Segel.
Yes.
He's training, is her name Debbie in the show? And she's, the other lady is like panting and she's trying to keep up with her. And he's like, that's why her body is her body and your body. It's such a jerk comment.
This is 40 is such a but it's true.
And I'm about to be 40.
Well,
Look,
because
man,
she was
it's
like
not-
trying.
It's definitely not a jerk thing. It is a realistic thing. Reality has become harsh when no one wants to accept reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm spitting bars, baby. What the hell?
Barred up. Barred up.
I'm barred up, baby. Put me in prison. I'm barred up.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, nobody can accept reality, so reality is now
Until it
offensive.
slaps him in the freaking face.
Oh my gosh, what did you just say? I said that my body is my body and your body's your body. Okay. that's offensive to you. Yeah, because you don't want to put in the work to actually see the
fruition of
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
It's the fruition of your life. You only have one body.
yes.
Yep.
You only have one body. I mean, until what we believe in happens,
Yeah.
and we only have one body right here, right now,
Mhm.
in this situation where we live in. So it's like either put in the work in now, or live a shorter life to where the rest of your family won't see you any longer.
Yeah. And I deal with a lot of like, chronic pain and stuff that I'm dealing with. But to be honest, I'm like, if I'm not moving, if I'm not actually doing stuff to actually feel better, like, dude, I'm even more miserable than just being in pain alone.
It hurts more.
It hurts more
I have
because I know I'm not
rheumatoid
doing anything to
arthritis.
make it better.
Yeah.
If you are only in,
And that's one of the things is like, I get it, the chronic pain. I have RA, rheumatoid arthritis. It is very painful when it's when it's flared.
yeah,
It's horrible. And a lot of people look at like my Instagram and they're like, you have rheumatoid arthritis. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be doing everything that you do. No.
movement is medicine.
The
dog.
reason that I am not as bad as
Jacked up as
other
everybody
people
else.
with RA is because I do all of the things that
Yes.
I do.
Everybody
Yeah.
tells me, dude, I mean, I'm in pain, and I'm like, I was like, I woke up, I could barely move, and they're like, it's because you lift heavy. I'm like, I haven't lifted heavy in months, and they're like, well, it's because you work out. You shouldn't. If you didn't work out so much, I'm like, dude, you don't get it. If I didn't go to the gym, I would not only be depressed, miserable, in even more pain, and I'd be fat as hell, and I would hate my life, and I would definitely not get a woman ever. I can already do that on my own with myself as it is. Hilarious as hell, but also dumb. But also slap on top. Now you're going to say I'm fat too? Good luck, buddy. You fat bastard. You might as well end it now. It's crazy. So, I mean, I kind of got to a point where I'm like, I have to do it my way. I can't listen to these people that
No.
don't
You
understand.
know your body.
They don't understand lifting. They don't understand fitness. They don't understand anything, and they want to give you their best advice and feel like, dude, you don't deal what I deal with, and you don't conquer it.
My favorite
Yes.
is when people tell me, well, when I was in high school, I used to bench this much. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's
Do you
great.
do it now?
Yeah.
No, of course I don't.
When I was in high school, I benched 225, dude.
When I was in high school, I was 135 pounds.
When I was in high school, I didn't go to high school.
You did it?
I was homeschooled
Oh.
for high school.
Weird.
That's why I'm weird.
That is why you're a
I am.
weirdo.
Is it?
I'm just kidding.
No, I only went up to 8th grade. So I didn't get to experience high school.
Well, you were in San Marcos, so basically, even if you would have went to public school, it was like you were homeschooled.
University, dude.
It was like you were at some lady's house that had like 10 kids there, and it was like, oh, this is our public high school.
What?
I feel like San Marcos is small.
It
Is it not
is.
small?
It
That's what I
is.
mean.
It's grown a lot, though.
So if it's like, if you were in public school, it would be like you were at some lady's house that had like 10 kids, and then you're like,
No.
this is homeschool, aka
Like
public
the
school. Wait, what's going on?
1900s. No, I mean it's like it's Texas State is.
Yeah, it's not. It's not
not-
that small.
No, it's not a town. It's a city.
That was the premise of my joke. I apologize for it not making sense at the time. No, but that's cool. But anyways, I appreciate you coming on.
It's been like years of you asking. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's taken so long.
Even before this, right now, this is the Guero Fantazma. Wait, Chronicles of Guero Fantazma podcast. This is what this is. Before that, it was the Redefined Genetics podcast. So This isn't even the same name.
Oh, it's not.
I've changed who I am.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So
No, it's
does
still there,
Redefined
dude.
Genetics exist?
It's still there.
Okay, as a podcast or just like as merch?
As a Instagram, as merch, as everything.
Okay. Cool.
It's still there. It's still alive.
So why Guero Fantazma?
Some Mexican girl. Pretty much how every story starts with me. Every love story.
Some Mexican girl.
She was like, I was gonna go visit Mexico, obviously, to see her Mexican self. And she was like, when you come over here, you should call yourself Guero Fantazma. Guero Fantazma. And I was like, listen here, chica. Listen here. Mujeres.
Just mujer.
Mujer.
Oh my god.
That's not, what are we talking about? Mujer. And she was like, yeah. She's like, you should call yourself Guero Fantasma. And I was like, what does that mean? I looked it up, white ghost.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's perfect, baby. Anyways, what were we talking about?
We were talking about fitness.
Oh, yeah. So, no, you were talking about why Guero Fantasma. She called me that. And I was like, yo, that's a hilarious name. I like it. Figured out what it means. I'm like, dude, that's amazing. So I kind of just went from there. So it kind of became my persona. It became my persona for like just like going to Mexico, you know, being yeah. And then I was like, man, like I was trying to think of a name for the podcast because the podcast I didn't just want it to be fitness. I wanted it to be fitness, my poetry, my music, my restoration of cars with my dad. I wanted it to be encompassing of everything. So I was like, okay, just me. So I'm like, this will be a great umbrella, and then everything can be under there. Sorry for the long explanation.
No, it's great. I like it.
This is good stuff, though.
Like we've known each other a long time.
We have.
Yeah.
Like you knew her before you knew me.
I did.
Actually, yeah.
I hit her up in the DMs, guys. Listen, I don't want to fight you tonight because I've had a lot of beers.
Fight, bro.
Well, you were like crushing on my best friend at the time.
Oh, dude, I'll crush her out. What's her name again?
I'm not gonna mention her name. Oh my goodness.
I forgot about her. I remembered her name whenever you're like, I don't remember her name. It popped in my head, and I was like, I gotta say it. Dude, sorry. Dude, the beer, dude, the Corona. Extra. It's making me extremely extra right now. But thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it, man.
Can
I know
you
it's been a long
edit
time.
all of the weird
Definitely not.
stuff?
Are you kidding me?
You
That's the
thrive
good
on
stuff.
it?
I love it.
Okay.
It'll be fine. That's on me. I like to make a disclaimer. That is all. Yeah, I'm the awkwardness here. It is what it is. I'm too authentic for people who are fake. I apologize if you don't understand it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and
Thanks for having us.
we're gonna end it here. So I'll put all y'all's stuff, y'all's info in the show notes and stuff, and get y'all, if anybody's interested in some training, in some programming, ebooks, hit up Shaped by Shei. And thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, thank you for listening to the Chronicles of Guero Fantazma podcast. Thank you, Shei. Go ahead and say goodbye.
Peace out.
All right, goodbye.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.